Hell yeah. It's on me first. Welcome to my podcast, His Man Cave. I'm Glenn Stewart. This is Jonathan Gates' Man Cave, and that's Jonathan Gates.
Thank you for calling me by my legal name. I appreciate
You know,
that.
I wanted to
Not very
make
many
sure
people
that
do
if anybody was listening and you had any warrants or anything,
Not yet.
the SWAT team's
Not
just going to
unless I
come
don't
in
do
here.
what I'm supposed to do by the 12th. We'll be good.
that's
No
convenient.
warrants. No kicking in the door, waving in.
I'm going to be honest with you. We had a big fiasco where we don't know exactly what episode we are.
I think it was 13.
13?
It's 13.
Oh, lucky number 13. By the way, everybody that's listening, episode number 9 apparently is a glitch in the fucking Matrix.
I don't know what's going on.
And I'm going to tell you right now, that motherfucker does not want to be a video.
We tried to load it, and it went from an hour and 15. It was at like 60%, hour and 15 minutes left loading.
And then it started adding time.
Yes, and then it got all the way up to 3.5 hours, and I let it go overnight. And when I came out here the next morning, it was still at 3.5 hours. So I tried to stop it, and then I tried to reload it again. And every time I try to reload it, it tells me it's a duplicate of a video that is already on, and it will not let me load it.
Well, you know
And
what
it's
we
not on
always
there,
say here at my podcast.
His Man Cave.
We'll edit it out in post.
Yeah, yeah,
Like,
that's all
fuck
good.
it. Like,
Yeah, I wish I could edit in and post. What's up? No, you're good.
The
Talk.
frames drop.
Yeah, don't worry about that.
Okay.
Just don't
make
sweat
sure.
that. It's the computer, you know. We got for those that are just now joining us, we have the pre-audio over on the podcast site if you want to check that out.
yeah.
But we got us a producer.
That's all. Yeah, I mean.
Oh, here we go, distracted Danny. Over
No,
here.
look, it was whenever your friend texts you this horrible thing about the injustice of film. Anyway,
like on top of gravy film.
yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
It. I think that there are certain foods that deserve a film. Gumbo is good if it's got a film. All right, chicken noodle soup.
I can
Good.
respect that
Yeah,
one.
you know, it's got to have a film to it. By the way, speaking of chicken noodle soup, we got Benjamin Deaton here. He's going to be doing our producing. Now, you got to understand there's a story behind it. The other night
All
I
right.
walk in.
Y'all both laughed. So
And
I
he
get
goes,
it.
he goes, Glenn, try this gumbo. And I look at it, and it's got like a yellow tinge to it. And I'm like, that ain't gumbo. And he goes, well, I didn't have a chance to make a roux. I'm like, that's definitely not gumbo.
Yeah.
So I taste it. Literally, hands down, America, best fucking chicken noodle soup I've ever had in my life.
Yeah, good job, man.
Like, I mean, it was a wonderful broth. It tasted so much like he pulled it out of a can. I didn't think he fucking made it. Like he just stumbled upon what Campbell's fucking figured out 100 years ago.
Sodium, sodium, sodium.
Yeah, like pretty much. It was delicious. I
more
was
salt,
bloated
the
for
better,
4
I
fucking
bet.
days.
Oh, my head hurts. Oh, why are my fingers so fat?
So we did a show in Mount Pleasant this weekend.
Yes.
Yeah, we did at Mardi Gras.
Dude, I'm so glad we talked on the way over there. That joke that we wrote, that made me feel so good inside. Even still now, I'm still holding on.
So for those of y'all that listen, I recommend comedy road trips all the time.
it was great.
And so you get comics and you're getting in that comedy mindset, and we're fucking talking, and all of a sudden one of us decides, and that was Anthony, decides he's going to look up the history of the fucking town we're going in.
Yeah, he was doing his research. I was driving and you were talking, so he was doing the right thing.
And he's like, there's no admirable history other than the courthouse burned down 3 times, and then all of a sudden he goes, hey, the first Walmart in Texas was built in Mount Pleasant, in which Johnny responds, oh, that means that Sam Walton must have had a side piece in Mount Pleasant, some big tittied waitress that gave sloppy blowjobs. Got in the show. He
Man,
made it.
yeah.
You know, and Anthony really owned that. Like, he did a really great job.
Well, he's the one that added the waitress with the big tits. I just said that.
Yeah, that's
that
true.
tells me
Yeah.
one thing and one thing only, that Sam Walton had a side piece. Because why the fuck else are you going to put a Walmart in Mount Pleasant, Texas? There's nothing else there.
There's nothing else
but this
there.
Walmart now, and that waitress with big titty. You know, it had to
Well,
be
there
what it
was that fucking chuckle slut. My God, what a dangerous creature those are.
Hey man, they're everywhere.
Yeah, no.
Hey, that group made the
show amazing,
Yeah, because
yeah.
they were great. It was a great crowd because they were very engaged and laughing and joking. And I don't know who the hell you were yelling at in the back. What was going on with that?
So basically, there were patrons. So it was at a place called Mardi Gras.
And I saw the table. So,
Right. And so you had 3 guys that were trying to dick down a woman that looked like Joan Jett.
Okay.
Okay. Well, she was upset because I think she ordered like a 3-piece platter. and she got chicken instead of fish, and it was only 2
So that
pieces.
was the start of it.
That was the
Okay,
start of it.
All right. That was the start.
The thing is whenever I started talking, she's like, oh my God, I can hear him, which means not only was she trying to interrupt the show with her outburst about her fucking chicken.
Uh-huh.
Sorry, my heart stopped.
Oh, did it?
Yeah, she also wanted to be heard and hear us. So that was, but what was really funny, it was just these 3 guys, and they're trying to figure out which one of us is gonna, where you're gonna put your dick.
Yeah.
One's gonna be in the butt, one's gonna be in the fucking the pink, and the other one's gonna be in the mouth. They knew that they.
Yeah, there's 3.
They were just having a
goes
fucking.
without saying.
I mean, that's it. They were just having a conversation as men. On which one of them was going to put their pud where. My favorite part about that show was that guy that sounded like he had fucking peanut butter in his mouth.
You talking about the one over in the corner?
And he's like, you're
The
messing
one
up
that
my...
started dancing?
Yeah, he goes, you're messing up my chances.
He screamed, you're messing up my chances.
And when he said that, I'm like, you don't stand a snowball's chance in hell of finding pussy outside that fucking dumpster.
Yeah,
like,
that's funny. Man, it was a great show.
It
wasn't a lot of people, but it was a great show.
It was a really great show. Thank you, Kyle Moody, for having us.
Thank you, sir, man.
Also, we're going to let y'all know that Anthony Tomasio is going to come on the podcast, and we're going to fucking hash it out with him. Also, I think we've got, Queen Cass is coming.
Yep.
Aiden Fitzgerald is another one. I mean, we're really getting it. And then we've also got some other cool stuff. So I got the skinny on LOL and the open mic.
All right, let me have it.
Okay.
Let me have it, boss.
So basically, they're going to change it up to where it's like it's going to be called like Shreveport's Got Jokes or something like that, and it's going to be really focused on showing that Shreveport's talent coming out, and you know what I'm saying. And it's they're going to do a thing where people can vote. Like online and stuff like that, kind of make it where we can vote on what they like and who they like and stuff like that. Maybe, promote more comedy, more joke writing and stuff like that, and get more of us.
Yeah.
Because LOL, I will tell you, it's got a lot with if you do good at the open mic, they try to get you as like a little paid feature guest spot thing, and that's really awesome. Oddly enough, after Mardi Gras, I made a joke when I got home. I got home like 2, 3 in the morning or whatever the fuck it was. And I was like, man, we got to keep this comedy momentum going, And then I get a text message that says, hey, can you host? So I hosted at LOL Saturday.
Hell yes.
I think Deaton went and saw that, and,
Yeah, he was telling me before we recorded that
it was
you did
awful.
terrible.
I was just awful.
Yeah.
You know what's really funny is you always say that shit, but like I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm just gonna say this for America who's listening to this. So we do this show in Mount Pleasant, and I keep catching a look at Johnny. And all the bullshit aside, when I was fucking roasting these people alive, you had such a look of proud fatherly admiration.
Absolutely.
It was like,
yes.
It was just
you talk shit to these people and you do it well, sir.
I appreciate you noticing I have a talent. So anyway, I hosted. It was really good. Enjoyed it. Daryl Felsberg did a wonderful job. I think he's originally out of Corpus Christi.
Nice.
He's that guy that I told you because you have your dad values that he's like, look, I'm not going to do anything that's so far away from my house. My kids, this is last year playing football, and I'm going to watch my kids.
Okay,
yeah.
Yeah, kudos to him, man. Fuck
you know, and I like it because
take care of your kiddos, man.
He's got this lovely mentality where he refers to him as like old man Felsberg. Because he's like, I'm a little old school on some things, but so
well,
we're gonna move on to other things on this podcast because we're keeping it moving. It says here that you wanted to talk about babies being dressed as Mr. Rogers.
Oh my God! There's something, Tom Hanks is. I thought you lit that bitch backwards. So Tom Hanks is doing the Mr. Rogers movie.
Right.
And he's Mr. Rogers.
Yeah.
And something happened at a hospital that I don't know if Mr. Rogers' neighborhood TV program donated a lot of money, or I'm not sure why they were there, but the Mr. Rogers' wife was at this hospital, and all the newborn babies on this particular day that had something to do with Mr. Rogers we're all dressed like Mr. Rogers. It was super fucking adorable, man. It was so awesome. I'm a dad. I get giddy over shit like that. But
and I think you should.
Yeah.
But have you ever seen Mr. Rogers? Mr. Rogers look up look up his award. It's like if he won an award or a lifetime achievement.
I have not.
So humble and so kind. It gives me chill bumps because he was such a cool person. In fact, I have a weird theory on it that I was trying to make into a bit, which was whenever Mr. Rogers left us, it was kind of like that girl from Jurassic Park where he's like, he left us. He left us. And like it's all gone to shit since he's been gone because Mr. Rogers isn't there to tell us it's all okay. You know, you don't need to play that.
I wasn't going
Because
I was looking for
I think he's trying to
pictures.
find a picture.
Yeah.
There it is right there. Look at
that
that.
is adorable.
Look at that cute ass baby in a tie.
Yeah, and the
That
fucking
is-
sweater vest.
Oh man, that is so cute.
That is adorable.
Uh-oh.
Oh
There
no,
it is.
God,
There
we
it
need to turn
goes.
it off.
No, don't exit. Don't exit. Hit cancel.
Oh
Oh no, he's panicking. This is what we were afraid of. It's all good.
Just
Just
back out
hey,
of it.
you see where it
Hit the
says
arrow.
new
Purple's
content?
face,
Oh
comfiest
no! Come on,
black-
everybody, slide me the mouse. I got you. Oh, he's got it. You're
Okay,
good. Fucking A.
Jesus. Oh,
Oh, crisis averted. We don't know anybody anything for that, do we?
for that one
Ain't
little,
nobody listening. We
one
can
little, one little
play
jingle.
whatever rap song I wanted right now. Nobody'd sue us. Not yet. Until we get big and then they start playing earlier episodes.
I think that is adorable. I also get very, get very choked up when I see that people do something cute. I
love kids, man. Is what my problem is.
Well, I found you a feel-good story.
Oh, no.
Because
Am
I
I
know
gonna
you
cry?
love them. No, for everyone, Johnny's got a soft heart.
Yeah.
And that's because being a father has softened you. But like when you showed me that photoshopped elephant trying to help that baby fucking lion.
Fuck you, asshole.
My
I
point
thought
is-
it was legit, man.
My point.
Jesus.
Fucking idiot.
Fuck you.
Like, and
For those of you that don't
it
know,
was a
I
bull
found-
elephant.
I found a
it was
picture.
a fucking bull
I-
elephant holding a fucking lion
I
cub.
found a picture.
and the
of an
mother lion's
elephant
just like,
holding
nah,
a lion.
carry this baby.
No, that's not how I interpreted it at all. What
It
I
was
found was an
garbage.
elephant carrying a lion cub to safety, and it was beautiful. And you destroyed every bit of it with your bullshit.
With
you could have let me
honesty.
have that and
With
just
honesty.
left it alone.
Well, I'm going to let you have one that
100%.
actually happened.
All right, lay it on me.
So some firefighters saved what they thought were puppies out of a storm drain.
And ended up being
Gray foxes.
awesome.
Yeah, but they actually saved them. None of them died. They weren't photoshopped,
That's cool.
you know. and
Firemen do a bunch of crazy shit.
Firemen
like that.
do
They
a lot of
really
great
good
shit.
stuff, man.
You know what was really funny today, speaking of irony and firefighters?
What's that?
So apparently somebody threw out a cigarette,
Okay,
and so I'm driving down Barrett Road to go to the dump.
I got a story for you.
Okay.
Please,
So-
I'll tell it. All right, go ahead.
So like the ditch is on fire.
All right.
And literally like a block down the road, there's a firefighter, a fire truck that's like helping somebody that was sick or something like that. But I just thought it was so funny that they had not caught on to the fact that the fucking driveway is on fire.
They were inside, man. What do you expect?
But no, they're like in a legit fire truck. It just cracked me up. I'm like, can you imagine being that guy watching the fire come towards your house? And you're like, man, if only the firefighters. Oh. Damn you, Martha,
Yeah.
and your hip.
Oh, man. So I was delivering water out to like Dixie, Louisiana, north of Shreveport here, and I was cruising. And at the time, I didn't think anything about it, but I remember flicking a cigarette butt out the window, not thinking anything about it.
Right.
And I come back through about 20 minutes later, same road, and the side of the road is on fire. Like 60, 70 foot of the road, probably 3-4 feet wide, is on fucking fire, son. So I call 911, and I'm like, hey, because, you know,
There's
it's
a
a lot
fire.
of, it's a lot of dry
There's a
land down
fire.
here, and this shit's on fire. And I call, and they're like, well, fire department's on its way, but there's not one anywhere near there. See if you can do anything about it. And I got this truck full of water, right?
Right.
So I'm like, fucking A. So,
So guilt steps in.
no. I have not even, I haven't even started doing math on this yet. I just, the side of the road is on fire, and I'm reacting.
So your hero.
Yeah, I'm just like, oh shit, something needs to be done. You know what I'm saying? So I get 3-gallon bottles of water because they're easier to like walk around with, and I start putting the fire out. And fire department shows up, and I've got maybe 6 or 7 feet worth of it to try to put out left. You know, I've done a pretty good job of getting it put out, but it's the wind's starting to pick up, so it's starting to kind of get
Away from you.
in front of me.
Yeah.
And they pull up and they put it out or whatever. And
Real quick.
I mean, like that. Yeah, they've got the equipment. I'm running around with no pressured water bottles. Gravity's doing. I'm gravity, and I'm doing this.
You're
You know what I'm
doing
saying?
that
I'm-
fucking
yeah,
dick shimmy on it.
yeah.
Like,
So
oh, that's hilarious.
I'm sitting there, and the guy's like, "Man, I'm glad you started because you see how quick these things can get out of hand. We appreciate it, whatever." And we're sitting there talking, and then the guy, like one of the other guys, is like, "Here's where it started," like because apparently it had burned longer than the rest of it, so I guess they can tell where it started. And there was a cigarette butt there, and I'm thinking, it's Marmalade.
My mom was not supposed to be smoking when she was
I
a
wonder
kid.
if I did that. And I don't know if I did or not, but
She was hiding it from her parents,
yeah.
and she threw a cigarette out and burned down like a giant part of the forest. Like, started this huge fucking fire. And then I guess karma's a bitch, but Mom was on a horse and got hit by a truck.
Yeah, all right. It sounds even, I guess.
Her
know.
foot was all inside the horse and stuff.
Inside the horse.
Yeah, she got hit by a truck
Well,
on a horse.
to take it back on a lighter note, I think I burnt down my buddy's garage, but it got us a jam room.
Oh, yeah?
It was complete. Yeah, did I ever tell you that?
No.
Look, across the street from my dad's house, a buddy of mine was reworking his little garage that he had in the back, because he had seen mine and he was all excited, whatever. And he was in there showing it to me, like he had just started the wiring project, and he showed it to me, and I was smoking a cigarette, and I put it out in a bucket, and it was a bucket of cat litter. I remember that very specifically. It was a bucket of cat litter. The next day, I go to work, and I get a phone call about midday that Mikey G's garage burnt down, and I'm like, what in the fuck? And apparently when I left to work, he was standing on the side of his house with a water hose trying to put his garage out, waiting on the fire department to get there. So his garage burns down, and it's like I want to say they did an investigation, blah, blah, blah. And we're back there talking, and he's talking to me about it, and he's like, man, I can't believe it. And he said the fire started right here in this bucket. And I kind of looked at the bucket, and he said the fire started right here in this bucket, and you're not going to be able to do it. You're not going to be able to get away. Yeah, you can't. You got to walk in front of it. Don't do it. Don't worry about it. Just go. Yeah, just go. So, Dick fur. The best part about that is he was trying to get me to, hey, just keep talking the story, because he was going to try to sneak out real quick, and you can't do it without it. So, but anyway, he tells me that the fire started right here in this bucket. And he was like, and it couldn't have. It was just a bucket of trash. Like, it was what I had swept up yesterday, all the sawdust, and I had some cat litter over here from a spill, an oil spill. And I'm thinking to myself, motherfucker. And I never said nothing. And years went by, and I finally told him, and he was like, oh, yeah, no. I always knew you had burnt my garage down. I was just wondering if you ever going to say anything. And he was like, because I remember you putting a cigarette out in that, and I meant to say something to you, and I didn't. And we just walked out of there. Yeah, no, you're good, man.
Yeah. I think we can make a drinking game out of this.
What, how often does Glenn piss?
I'm pissed, smoke cigarettes. Johnny makes a dad joke.
I haven't made a dad joke yet.
No, but what I'm saying is people could get really fucked up watching this show. Oh, man, is Glenn lighting another cigarette? Take a shot.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Oh, man, is Glenn's bladder fucking 90-year-old woman? Take a shot. Did Johnny just make Glenn grimace? Take a shot.
That would be the one that gets everybody drunk. That'd be the one.
So, yeah, my mom did that, and then we were... By the way, speaking of my bladder, we have 12 minutes to go on to getting to the club or the bar. And Johnny notices that
this is on our road trip Friday.
My legs are moving, which is a damn good sign that there's no more room left in my bladder. And he's like, I'd make my little girl wait. And then he starts driving slower, and he says stuff like, I like driving 5 miles under the speed limit.
Yes.
And then he took so long to get to this fucking red light that he knew we're like 2 minutes away, that the GPS went from 3 minutes to 4 because he slowed down so much, to the point where I had to practically bail out of this motherfucker as soon as we hit the parking lot.
He was so uncomfortable, and it was so funny to me.
And I was just bitching.
Oh, it was so funny to me to watch you dance in my passenger seat and have 100% control. Like, if you'd have pissed, guess what? I got leather seats and those plastic.
They're
floor
heated
liners.
leather. The smell alone would not be
That's
pleasant.
just gonna wipe right out, man. But you know what? You know it wouldn't wipe right out?
blood.
The humility of you pissing your pants in my truck, and me telling everybody about every chance
About
I
this
got.
time this one time Glenn pissed in his pants.
Yeah, hey, I'm Johnny Gates. Did I ever tell you about the time my buddy pissed himself? That's how I'd introduce myself to everybody.
It's one of my favorite things. We were talking about some comic. They're like, Glenn, what's the worst thing you've ever seen on stage? And I've always wanted to see somebody do it, but I don't recommend it. Like, I'm not going to be the guy that did it, but I always thought there was going to be a guy that was so desperate for a fucking laugh that he's like, I'm just going to shit my pants. He's just going to either shit his pants or just pull his pants down and take a shit on the stage.
Didn't Bert Kreischer apparently get some of his fame by shitting on a pizza box at some type of a...
I'm pretty sure that Bert has shit on
Something?
several things.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Like, which reminds me, so... That almost sounded like your jokes. The dad joke thing. Anyway, so...
No, I got you.
So the girl comes up to us at that Mardi Gras place, and she's like, so you're all ready to get your check served up? And we were told that we were going to eat for free. And all of a sudden I was like, look, you can bring me that canoe you brought that fucking fish in, and I'll fill it right back up for you, but I promise you it's not going to be as good as when I ate it. Like, and then when I said it, you just hear Anthony just calmly go, we don't need to shit in a canoe. He just really just...
Very matter of fact. Yeah, I paid for all my shit. Unfortunately, the gumbo wasn't good.
There's a lot of things you should trust Texas with. Gumbo's not one of them.
If there's gumbo on the menu, I'm going to try it and see if it's any good. And it was not.
Why do you have to learn? Why do you have to learn like that?
Because you never know when you're going to find good gumbo. Some places have really good gumbo.
We
some
were in
don't.
Houston at a corporate thing.
Yeah.
And they're like, Glenn, you got to try the gumbo. And blah, 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 blah. And I stuck my head back there. And it's no offense to Mexicans, but they're not Cajuns. And I went back there and I'm like, nope, not having any gumbo. I'll be fine. You know, and he's like, you're not even going to try it? I'm like, no.
I try it every time.
See, that's you.
Yeah.
I don't have to learn that way.
I love gumbo.
You're also, how many times did it take you to realize that socket will fucking shock you?
Which socket?
Do you try every one of them?
Yeah, every one of them.
Every one of them.
Hell
You
yeah.
stick a fork in.
No, I did have an issue one time where I couldn't get a clock unplugged. Something had happened to it, and I stuck a screwdriver in behind it and tried to pry it out. Tripped the breaker in the house. Big black spot on the wall. Wait.
One time I was at the
great.
One time I was at the racetrack.
My dad was pissed.
And so we were pulling it. We had you remember the old racetrack that used to be off I-20 in Webster? Like you could see it from.
Yeah.
So we're pulling out there, and I'm driving this little bitty. It just wasn't the greatest truck on the planet. I make it to the racetrack, and the truck fucking dies. So I'm like, okay, whatever. So the tow truck has to pull me in, which is moderately embarrassing. So I get into my parking spot, and we decide that the starter we can take the starter off my race car, and we'll put it on my truck because that's what blew up. It'll all be good. The battery, da-da-da. We're not going to worry about it. We're going to go race. I had a horrible night. I'd gotten the whole body taken off the car. Then it starts trying to rain a little bit. It was back when all those hurricanes were, where they're like, get away, Rita's coming or some bullshit like that. And so we're trying to get away from it. And my truck, we get it changed. As we're changing it, you got to unhook the battery to do your starter.
Right. You should at least.
You should.
Yeah, definitely.
Because they didn't. And it electrocuted the dog shit out of me. I'm like, oh, God, fuck. And my dad's like, what's wrong? I'm like, I'm going to hook the battery. So now I'm electrocuted.
Right.
I'm pissed off.
Yeah.
I break down on the side of the road because it shorted the battery out. So now I have to pull it's a big fucking fiasco. And my point was I got electrocuted twice. I had battery acid all over my hands. My body was hurting because they had just destroyed me on the track.
Right.
Just the worst fucking night of race. My point is simple. Your little black mark sucks. And electrocution is something I'm just not down for. It makes me more mad than,
Oh, you want to know what really sucks? Electricity sucks. 100%.
Hookers.
100%
Hookers
electricity
really
sucks.
suck.
But what really sucks is ring current. Because it's 110 volts. But it's just a jolt. And if you're not paying attention, I used to do telephone work. And we had these things called punch blocks. And they're long strips of metal pins that you can use you have a telephone wire that comes from a room, and it's tying into a 25 pair that goes from the 23rd floor down to the equipment room on the 3rd floor. Okay?
Right.
So you attach those things with these points called punch blocks. And if you're working on one and you're being lazy and you've got your sweaty arm resting on it, and say there's, I don't know, 15 telephone lines at a hotel that you've got your arm resting on, or 20 telephone lines in a call center that's all, maybe 4 of them are ringing and it rings across your forearm.
Oh God.
It sucked. It was uncomfortable, I'd say the least. Used to get hit by that shit all the time. Because you get lazy and rest your arm on it. Your arm is sweaty and you just rest part of it on it and you just get lit up and you're like, oh yeah, that's right. And if you're not careful, you do that shit on the wrong thing. You can short something out, like short somebody's phone card out for their phone system, and then it costs you money because you were lazy.
I have a scar on my arm where an exhaust pipe ripped the meat right off.
How did it just burnt the meat off?
Yeah, it did.
Yeah.
It was really
Yum.
It was good. Johnny, you have a lot of things that you are interested in, like hiking and the outdoors and adventure
Absolutely.
vehicles and everything.
Yep.
And then you showed me this abomination to spending. It's awesome, but it's a
Tell me you don't want
$1.5 million
Yes, folks.
Earth
that was a
roamer.
yum. $1.5 million.
$1.5 million. Now he shows me this thing, and this thing's got like all side security system. It's got its own monitor, which of course, if you spend $1.5 million on this motherfucker, it better.
All right, so it's a
But it's made by Ford, so I don't trust that it can
Well,
go.
it's
I
a
don't even
Ford
think that'd be like a road runner.
I think it's a Ford F-750 chassis. So what it is it's this body that this company makes. They buy the truck from Ford as a cab, engine, powertrain, whatever.
Yeah, because I saw on there
and
that
empty
they have
frame.
to upgrade the entire interior
Yeah.
because it's like a cargo van looking thing where it's just this basic.
Yeah, but it's a F-750, so it's more like it'd be more like one of those Santa Maria produce trucks or a flatbed that they would
Right.
deliver.
No, but what I'm saying is like the inside of it is on this one it said
you're talking about- yeah.
it had like all the King Ranch
Yes,
decorations
it does.
and
It
make
has
it
the King,
so that
King
way
Ranch interior,
so that way-
captain's chairs, heated
Yeah.
seats, leather seats, DVD, backup camera, all that jazz. This thing is fucking gorgeous, but on the inside of it and the back is where there's 2 king size. This one in particular, 2 king size beds, had a full bathroom, full shower, full washer and dryer.
yeah, I saw that. I had that written
Yeah,
down.
washer and a washer and dryer combo, which I've never really seen before. Where-
Yeah, because normally you just
Yeah.
didn't mix them together.
yeah, but it's and when I saw that video for the first time is when I looked up and they got all sorts of washer dryer combos where it's a washer and a fucking dryer. And I make that same look that you're looking at me right now, like how in the fuck do they do that? And they do.
That's when you
So-
just look and go, thanks, science.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Thanks, NASA.
You
I
know,
don't care if you made it to the moon or not, man. You
I don't
motherfuckers
care if
gave me
you
jelly
hired
beans.
Nazis or not. We can wash and dry our clothes in the same thing now.
Yeah. We made it.
I like the fact that they had separate surround sounds
Yeah.
for like the front bunk and then the
Yeah.
second bunk. But here's my thing: it's like if me and you were in this thing, like say it was a comedy road trip, right? And we're just off roading and shit.
Right.
It would be a battle. Like what? Like I like the nerdy documentaries and shit like that, and I'd be just surround sound, and it'd just be this battle between me and you. You'd have like dumb buddy cop comedies on, trying to out sound.
Nah, it'd be more like Born Identity. I'm into action movies like that.
I've always found that people that are built like you, not very actiony,
Yeah.
are really big fans of living in a fantasy world where they could be a hero.
Yeah, absolutely. That's why I love the video games and porn with guys with big dicks. I love living in a world where I know I've got no business.
Wait, who used? I wonder who did that joke. It was an old joke about like, don't act like you don't like big dicks. Nobody.
That was
Ron White. Yeah.
yeah.
Where he's like,
Yeah.
nobody
Hell
wants
no,
to see
I want
a
a guy with a hard throbbing cock. That's right, fag. Yeah, it was Ron White. Ron Tater Salad White.
Do you remember what got you into porn? Like I remember the first type that I went.
Like I've been doing. What do you mean got me into porn?
No, you know what I'm talking about.
Naked women that I can watch?
No,
Yeah,
like
I don't know
whenever
what it was.
Jim Jeffries was talking about? They had a magazine and he buried it and he would walk a mile every day or some bullshit. But my point was, it's like Me, it was. I remember when I was a kid, it was because it wasn't a common thing. Was like lesbians.
What my introduction to porn
Yeah,
was.
your
Okay, gotcha.
Not when you got into
not
porn.
got into porn when I first started filming. Getting
Johnny
pounded.
used to do telephone work and deliver pizzas.
How does my voice sound?
I'm sorry. If I love you like a brother, but if I ever was flipping through old Pornhub and the girl opens the door and it's you like, I'm here to fix your telephone,
Yeah, I'm here to clean your pipes.
give you some pizza, and I'm gonna
And what? And what, Glenn?
have a wonderful conversation
Yes.
about how
Here to make you giggle.
my friend texted.
So, what got me into porn? Like my introduction to porn.
Yeah, like what was your first go-to?
Would have been. I mean, it had to be like some type of magazine.
No. I'm talking about like your premise. Like I remember we were talking about with some comics about how like their first thing that they always look for whenever like they could actually get into the porn stuff was like two women or something like that. Like that was they had a genre that they went to, and I think it's funny because if you look at people like my age and your age and stuff, it was pretty mild compared to what it could be today. It's like because I mean think about it, because it was like, Glenn, what's the first thing you were looking at? Oh man, I had things, you know, I remember the 4-hour video that you never made it through the credits, you know, in the first intro,
Right.
bow wow chicka come. Yeah, right.
Yes.
So like it literally took you like 8 years to watch that 4-hour DVD.
Well, so
but my point is it was like
right,
two girls
to attempt to answer your question, my dad worked for the cable company, so we had all the Skinamax and all that
so
stuff.
everybody in your family was a porn
well,
star?
No. So we
That's
had all,
what I'm hearing.
we had
Can
all
you
that
fact
stuff.
check that?
We had
Johnny
we had
Cates.
all of that. You know, we had all the HBO, Cinemax, Showtime. Even at one point in time when they had like the Spice Channel and all that stuff, we had illegal boxes, and we were watching whatever the fuck we wanted to anyway. But to me, the most exciting porn, like I think to answer your question, what not two girls or blowjobs or not, it's chicks that like I still like a classy dressed woman getting fucking railed, like in a dress.
Like, don't take the clothes off.
Now you can
just get
take
to
the clothes
business.
off, but I like seeing. I still think the better porn is like women who are in, clothing that is revealing, things like that.
I was just
that's
asking.
way-
I mean, I didn't mean to
that's
go on a
way-
tangent
no,
about
that's-
porn,
I mean,
but
to me that's way better than, like you said, you just like I want them to be naked, and I can respect that.
What's wrong-
I
what's
love
wrong-
a fucking naked woman too, but if you
is that what I sound like? Just sound like this?
you sound like a turnip green.
Good.
You
I
sound
do
like a
not
turnip
sound
green
a
speak.
fucking dusty old turnip green piece of shit. I fucking hate you sometimes.
Oh man.
All sitting there like, that's what Glenn sounds
This
like.
is what Glenn sounded like here, boy.
Glenn's sitting there telling his
He's
wife,
sitting here
woman, you
talking
better
about
get in there and
racing
get some
stories,
fucking...
dirt tracking.
I'm sorry
Buttered
that
and salty.
What better than
Buttered and salty.
buttered and salted?
should be the name of my first album.
Yeah,
Buttered and salted.
No, buttered and salty. Motherfucker. Oh man,
God.
it's been a long weekend.
Yeah. Not for you. No, I'm just kidding. You had to serve the community again, am I correct?
Mm-hmm.
What you don't know is Johnny does civil service
Yeah.
for the community. He likes to make sure that he's building a better America.
Yeah,
It's not court ordered.
not even a little.
No, he just likes to get out there, pick up a little trash.
Yeah, and I probably only do it for a few more hours. you know. and be done with it. No big deal.
Now he doesn't want anybody to feel bad, so he went to Academy and bought like a neon orange jumper, so that way you could fit in with everybody else
Yeah.
picking up garbage. And Johnny, I just wanted you to know that your civil service there is just you just have a servant's heart, buddy.
I appreciate that.
And I
Yeah, no.
don't think you get enough accolades. You're a great father.
Yeah, I don't think. I mean, the thing that bothers me is there's not enough talk about me.
Right,
like there needs to be more.
I mean, we should really just call this asshole in my podcast.
No, I really just think this needs to be. It's my podcast and my man cave.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
just
and
a little
Glenn's just
change
a.
in- Glenn's
you
just
know
a
what?
fucking
Hey,
side
you're out.
bitch.
I got a new producer. That's what you're
Right,
gonna be.
yeah.
You're gonna be
You
my
know
new
what?
producer.
That's it.
That'll make me feel
How
a lot
much you want to
better.
bet I don't show up for that?
What, to be my new producer?
No, because I would fact check you on everything.
No, I just wouldn't. I would record when you weren't here.
Well, yeah, because you.
And then email you the shows, fact check as you want, and then you can dub into it. What if that's how we
Are you
did
getting
our show?
pumped for Thanksgiving?
No,
Why?
because I got to fry turkeys.
Oh, now you still do it for everybody, right?
No, I'm only doing 6.
You're only doing 6
or
total?
maybe 7, but I'm only doing 6 or 7.
So let me ask you a moral question.
Okay.
My grandmother's 78,
All right.
okay? Damn near 80.
Right.
I make these really kick-ass cowboy beans.
Okay.
Now, I signed up because I think everybody gets that fucking thing where, what do you bring in for Thanksgiving, you know? And on the text, I said turkey and mashed potatoes. You know, it's 2-item minimum kind of thing. And then she gets the list of everybody else's shit, and like her kids bring in corn and brownies. And I just don't think that's fucking comparable. I think that if I'm bringing a 25-pound bird, you shouldn't ask me what else I'm bringing. But my grandmother, I digress, was like, oh man, I really like those beans. So do you think I should make them anyway, even though it wasn't requested, but she kind of hinted that she wanted them?
Yeah, make your fucking beans, man.
Yeah.
I don't even know why you're asking.
Well, no, I just want. Well, she told me not to.
Yeah, all right.
Yeah, but you know,
She also told you not to pay her the money you borrowed back.
I've never
And
done
she
that.
wanted that shit back.
I always give my grandmother money back.
I'm not talking
I'm not
about
like some
you.
of my
I'm just
other
talking in
friends.
general. Jesus Christ. Watch your mouth. Jesus. Man, I hurt my neck yesterday sleeping. Life is so hard these days. Man,
By the way, so you got your thumbs up shirt on.
I do.
Yeah, I just wanted you to know the Planet Fitness right down the road, totally kick ass.
Yeah, that's what you said.
Yeah, I enjoyed the shit out of myself. I was there for
I know
2
the parking
hours.
lot looks cool.
No,
when I drive
but
past it.
I walked in there and the fucking all the machines are like updated and they're not worn out, and the guys that were in there were all like working hard but not judging you with their fucking judgy little squinty eyes.
Little judging
You
judgment
know,
judges.
the only thing that was probably horrible is there was this woman sitting on a treadmill or a bike, and she's on the phone, and she's got it held like this, and she's talking really loud.
So anyway, Simone.
Yeah, and I kept looking at her, and she's like, people are looking at me, but we're having a conversation.
Look, doll, I left my headphones in the car. I just wanted to tell you that I really, really appreciated you and Simone coming over last Thursday.
I thought you were talking to Simone.
Bitch, shut up. Did you say anything to her?
No, I just kept staring. Almost got kicked out of the one over in Bossier.
For staring? Ah, you
No.
fucking pervert.
No, so
Man, what was his name?
I don't know.
Boom, you see how I did that?
So basically, it's a cup like this, right?
That's a shaker.
A shaker cup.
Yeah, shake a cup.
You know?
Yeah.
It's a good thing.
What you got in that one? Water?
Good old-fashioned hydration.
Good old-fashioned hydration.
Which the water from fucking Mount Pleasant was
Oh.
not. You could taste the fucking lead.
Yeah, but you know,
And-
you're also the one that told me that, oh man, this right here is my favorite drinking water. And he hands me a bottle of purified drinking water with no additives. Do you know how random that is? That's your favorite drinking water when it's the same as every other fucking drinking water on the planet? Like,
What's wrong with being pretentious?
for you,
So anyway,
it's a lot.
so this guy, he's up there, and first of all, he makes a lot of noise. A lot of noise. But it's 4 o'clock in the morning. We don't have time for that shit. And he's sitting there, but he brings his shaker cup, and it doesn't have a fucking lid. So he's not shaking it. He's like stirring it with his fucking finger, which I think is disgusting. Because gyms
Because
are...
you don't know where that finger's been.
Well, no,
Oh, man.
gyms are gross. Like, they're full of nastiness. But every time, he grabs like 40 pounds. It's the noise he's fucking making. And that's what turned me to go. I'm looking at him like, what the fuck are you doing?
Isn't that where you're supposed to ring the lunk alarm or something? at
Yeah,
the
you got to
gym?
press the button, but I don't know where that was. I was new to the gym, you know.
Okay.
And I'm not going to be a bitch.
Do they really have that in every
They do.
gym?
But what it mainly is for like when you're like I don't mind. Sometimes if you're doing heavy weights, you know, you let out that warrior, you know, like, just getting in. This guy's just, it was horrid. And
Sorry,
then I
all
watched
y'all's eardrums out there with headphones on.
I just watched him drink out of this open cup, and I'm just like, oh, that's fucking gross.
That's when you looked at him and went and puked everywhere. And they rang the lunk alarm on you for making so much noise when you violently
No,
vomited?
this motherfucker.
Oh, I thought this story
puts
was going
the-
to turn out to be good.
He puts the weights down and he goes, "You got a problem?" And I was like, "Yeah, if that's the noise that you make when you're fucking, hope your wife is Helen Keller." And that's offensive.
Is it?
Well, apparently I got told I couldn't go back to that one.
Oh. Oh, that's great.
The thing is, I don't like it when people, like, it's kind of like forcing your religion on people. Don't force your fucking weird noises and put a cover on your cup. Don't be fucking nasty. Like those guys that wear the real short shorts where their nuts are tipping out. Have you seen that guy yet? Oh wait, you haven't been to the gym.
No, I don't even know what you're talking about.
Now the one,
Where's
hey,
this gym at?
it's over right there on Uri in Southfield.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
I'm gonna start going there every morning. I really enjoyed this gym. But like the first day I went over to Burt Coons, there was a guy, he had his foot up on the thing and he's just blow drying his fucking nutsack.
Do you not do that when you take a shower?
I don't have hair on my balls.
No, I mean, I don't, like, no, you never just dry your undercarriage with the blow dryer?
Not in front of Jesus and everyone.
Well, I mean, how else are you going to do it? Jesus,
No, this
Jesus
old-
takes the wheel every
Look,
time. What are you talking about?
You know when they show Santa
His
Claus
foot's up,
flying,
Jesus, take my
and he's
heel.
got that wispy beard.
my dad joke.
You know, he's got that wispy beard just flying in the wind. That's what this dude's old nut hair was looking like.
Oh, that's funny. That's why he had to do it. He
Yeah.
had to do it because if he didn't, it'd look like he pissed himself.
And so then there was another old guy, and he saw it too. Now I see this guy every day. He kind of looks like what is it, Sam Elliott?
Yeah, like my ghost.
Yeah, like your ghost. And he just works his ass off. He's in there 7 days a week. And when he's sitting there the other day, I talked to him for the first time, and then he had the voice. Like I thought he was gonna sound like Sam Elliott. Like he's gonna be like, you know, I do my push-ups. You know, like I do my push-ups, and he's gonna tell me about Wyatt Earp and all this other bullshit.
Tell me this motherfucker sound like Abraham Lincoln.
No, this dude's like, yeah, I understand completely. And he's like, I hate these guys. The doctors are the worst. And I looked at him and I went, like, you can just see it on my face that every part of me is unhappy that for months I've wondered what this guy's voice sounded like. And for him to be like this, and he's like, the two guys in the morning, doctors. And he's like, my wife, I get to bitch about them all the time. And I'm just like it's you just watch the cogs in my brain just shut up about it, because I get really weird when I expect somebody to be like a certain, you know, when you expect a voice to come out of somebody that they don't.
Happens every time I hear somebody on the radio. Almost every time. I remember when I was a kid, I won't say which radio personality it was, but there was a radio personality that we listened to every morning because my mom did.
Tom Michaels.
No, it was a chick.
Oh.
And, man, I used to have this imagination that she was fine.
Just by her voice.
Fine, son.
Was it Delilah?
I'm not going to say. So, but anyway.
It was a Delilah.
That individual,
It was.
you could win if you did something. I don't remember what it was, but you could have lunch with her and the other radio personality. So I did whatever it was that I had to do to have lunch, and
Then you met her.
Yeah.
Then never meet your heroes.
man,
Or
she was gigantic.
Hey there,
I was like,
Delilah.
whoa, holy! The party was humping when Bertha got off of her stuff. Bam, 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 ba-da-da-dam.
I realize that whole they have a face for radio
Yeah.
is a
Yeah,
very
it's
true
real.
statement.
Yep.
Like, ain't a big bunch of lookers.
Man. So, but yeah, no, voices can be deceiving.
Voice. Well, I mean, it's like you get them on the phone. Like I'm sure you do cold calls.
No, I don't have to cold call.
Well,
I take that back. I've had to cold call restaurant owners.
yeah, I'm saying in the past.
Yeah.
And you say with my business.
Oh yeah, I used to have to cold call trying to collect payments. I told you about that.
And I remember
Yes,
the
no
worst
cash,
thing.
no splash, motherfucker.
The
Anyways.
worst fucking thing that's happened to me is with social media is I will talk to somebody damn near on a daily basis and then find them on Facebook, and they're just fucking garbage.
You know what I think is weird?
They're just trolls.
No, so the other day, it's been a few months, but it happens pretty regularly. But one of the weirdest ones, I was at gymnastics with my daughter, and I was sitting and waiting in the parking lot for her, because she doesn't like it when I go in. She says I embarrass her because, I say stuff like, love you, honey, and I high-five her and things to that nature, and she fucking hates it. So I was sitting there in the parking lot, and I'm on Facebook and I hit one of those things where it's like people you may know, and I'm scrolling through the faces of the people you may know, and I'm like, who the fuck is this chick? Like, I don't know who the fuck this chick is. I have zero mutual friends with this person, and there's a very unique tattoo on this girl's arm, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, who the fuck is this? Like, why would this kick up? Because usually you have mutual friends to some degree. And I was trying to figure out what in the fuck, you know, how would I know this girl? Like, why would it kick up? And I'm looking at the tattoo on her arm, and something catches my attention, and I look up, and she's walking through the parking lot. I may know because I was within proximity of her. And it happens like with my restaurant tours.
Yeah.
Like, I'll go in and sit down and talk with the restaurateur, and I'll have zero friends with them, and I have zero mutual friends with them, and they'll pop up in people you may know. And the only thing I can think of is it's got to be proximity.
Right.
Got to be.
Like how many, what is it, you're away from Kevin Bacon or some shit like that?
No. Proximity as far as like where I am versus where they are, location services turned on. You know, the fact that I'm there every other Wednesday because I take her, she takes her, you know, and so every other Wednesday I'm at gymnastics, and however often she's at that building, so it's kicking up people that you may know.
Oh, okay. Fair enough.
Based on
the
proximity.
phone thing.
Yeah.
Okay, got you.
So that's weird, though. It's really weird.
Yeah.
So
But I'm going to be honest with you, Johnny, we're at that time.
what time?
The time when we start shutting it down.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Happy trails
To
you. That's the way it was at the bar, man. Worked at the titty bar, man. That song came on. They started slowly but surely turning black lights off and fluorescent lights on. Time to go. You know it's time to go when Matt drinks are 2 for 1.
Gross.
You ever had it?
No, I
You know
will.
what it is, though, don't you?
No, we had a comic that he took a
Oof.
you could take it. You could take a shot out of his wooden leg.
No, man. Matt drinks 2 for 1. What's a Matt drink? You know what a Matt drink is? You know those mats at a bar?
They
Those
collect-
rubber mats
yeah.
that collect all that liquid.
Yeah.
You take that mat and you pick it up and you pour it into a glass. Matt drinks 2 for 1. And I've watched motherfuckers like, I'll take one, and then puke. Don't ever give somebody one because you're about to have to clean that up.
We used to have a card game where we play. It was like called Waterfalls or some bullshit like that, but it had a cup that was just like a community cup.
I heard
and
you
like,
weren't supposed to chase that game.
fucking hate you. Anyway, you know what? All right, guys. Look, I'm not even gonna condone Johnny anymore.
Shit.
This is bullshit. You know what?
Don't go chasing waterfalls.
Sometimes, Johnny, you're like that shit that feels like it's going to be really, really big and helpful, and it's just like this fucking nugget.
Yep.
It's just a
But
fucking...
it's sharp on all
It's just
sides.
it's like you get like a
Yeah,
fucking
so you have to
gumball.
work for
Like,
it. And then
it's
when
like
you
one of those
wipe,
sweet
it's real
gum trees.
smeary.
Yeah.
But then when you look in there, you're like, did it disappear or is that it?
I'm going to tell you
Is
right
it just
now.
that one raisinette that came out?
The other day, they were having a talk about that at work, where they were talking
Raisinettes,
about...
they're
No.
so delicious.
They were talking about like the shit where like the older they get, it's like they have that one shit where all they're doing is just taking a little piece of the turd off at a time because their body's just like, you're not getting rid of that today.
Yeah, no, we're gonna hold on. To
We're
that.
gonna hold on.
You know the best way to do it is if you can hold it that first morning.
The
shit.
best
hold
way
it.
to do it
Hold
is
that
if
first
you
morning
get
shit.
fiber in your life.
Hold that first
Go
morning.
get
shit.
you some Metamucil, and you'll have no choice but have a productive. Shout out Metamucil.
Shout out to Metamucil. We'll take all sponsors here.
You're damn right. Can
Yeah.
you man? This is Glenn and Johnny with Metamucil.
I wish we should have recorded the commercial I did before with the duct tape.
Yeah.
This episode of the podcast brought to you by duct tape. If you can't fix it, duck it. If you can't duck it, fuck it. It's broke. That's a great ad.
It's a great ad.
It's a great ad. We are not sponsored by duct tape.
We're not
I think
sponsored,
legally
but we
we're
need
supposed to.
to.
Oh man,
we
I'll
need
take
to be
it.
sponsored by
Hashtag
so much.
duct tape.
Hashtag need sponsors.
How many people do you think say the wrong name of the tape?
It's duct tape.
I know what it is. How
Because
many
it was
people-
originally made for ducks.
for ducks.
Ducts.
Oh, for ducks.
Ducts.
Ducks.
Ducks.
Minor. No, not a minor. A minor.
Like the 40.
A minor, not a minor. That's still one of my
A
favorite
minor.
jokes. That's still one of my favorite jokes. Louis C.K.
Yes.
when he's talking about getting a hand job from a minor. Not a minor, but a minor. You understand what I'm saying? A minor. Not a minor, a minor. That makes me laugh every time.
Every time.
Every time.
Speaking of things that make us laugh every time, Johnny,
Would it be comedy shows that are coming up? Like I've got one at the Great Raft Brewing Company on the 30th of this month, November 30th. I've also got one at the Port Grill on the 13th of December.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah. What about you, Glenathan?
Well, it's up in the air on a few things. But December 6th, I should be in Monroe.
Fuck yes.
Monroe.
Monroe. Where at?
Downtown somewhere.
Downtown somewhere. Just telling
shady.
jokes on the corner with a hat.
Damn right. It's going to be shady as fuck. And I'm going to be, not only am I going to be doing punchlines, but I'm also going to be doing handies. Like, it's going to be great.
So,
hand jobs and no blowies. No blowies, guys.
No blowies, yeah.
I have a weird thing towards mouth herpes.
You don't want to give it to anybody?
That's
Is that
it.
what you're saying?
That's what I don't want to.
Gotcha.
I don't want to be sharing.
Check.
Everybody that's listening to this, God, we love y'all so much for doing it, for listening to us. Please send some fucking comments. It's like send them to us, ask us questions, do whatever you need to. Shout out to everybody that you want to, and we'll do it.
If you got stickers, if you have like a business and you got a sticker, reach out to me. I'll come buy it, pick it up. I want to put it on my door. Yeah. And I got us something for our guests to start signing.
Oh, yeah?
It's another Budweiser sign.
That'll work.
It's a Shamrock the House, so it's a green Shamrock.
There you go.
So, but it has no signatures on it whatsoever.
Well, we're going to have to fix that.
It'll be fresh. So fresh and so clean.
Notifications.
Yeah,
notifications.
Yeah. Like and subscribe.
Like and subscribe.
You can check us out on Spotify. If you go to Anchor, it'll tell you all the places that we have, but we're Anchor, Spotify. There's a couple more platforms. I am going to get us on YouTube.
iTunes.
I just got to break down and put iTunes on this computer, and I hadn't wanted to commit my computer to that yet.
Also, I want everybody to get on YouTube, and there is a video where where we are dancing, and there's no music, no sound to it. And what I need y'all to do is I want y'all to do make a meme for that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, meme that motherfucker to where they pick the worst. Well, like, my face is fucked up, and it's just.
Have you seen it yet? Yeah.
It's the best 60 seconds of your fucking life.
Yeah, we had the little box muted.
It was humorous.
Yeah, we had a little box muted. Didn't get none of that. So.
And we were like, and we believe that y'all deserve everything. So.
I got a video that I want to put out here of my. I got a joke about my wife being able to inflict pain on me.
Yeah, you have this Dr. Pimple Popper obsession.
She didn't pop any pimples. She just pulled my eyebrows and my nose hair, and it's hilarious.
Yeah,
to me, it's hilarious.
No, it is hilarious.
Terrible.
I want to watch it just to watch you cringe.
Oh, yeah, no.
And then Kyle Moody wants us to Mystery Science Theater, his fucking movie, which, what if it's bad?
Well, that's, I mean, that's on him if it's bad. I mean, we will just be the ones pointing it out, I guess.
Anyway, but this has been fun. We're doing good.
I've had a blast.
Yep, episode 13 in the books.
Thank you guys again. Please like and subscribe, share, tell your friends. Hit us up if you want us to do some comedy. We'll do some comedy. I fucked up and didn't get any of our show recorded. We'll talk about that with Tony when he comes. Yeah, I got it recorded, but the thing was compromised, so it's like.
Well, you told me it died halfway through my set,
and it also cut off halfway through mine and started recording again. I don't. We'll talk about it. We're gonna.
All right.
All right. Thank you guys. We're. Audi 5000. Wait a minute before you hit it. So I picked this gem up. What's Wundle plus Wundle? Toodles. Let him go.
Fuck it.